Find him for carrying his luggage across the field. They find him wearing Terry Mulholland's number. They find him for wearing a uniform that didn't have his name on it. And then Bob Brenly got in the act. Call strike three in the outside corner, and down goes the young kid. But just to continue, strikeout number 5 for Valenzuela. They find Bob Brenly, find him for getting a base hit in 1987 before Bob Brenly got a base hit.
That's right.
And they also find him for not getting any hits in the minor leagues before coming up to the big leagues. But they're all over. They really like that young man. Here's Robbie, and he lifts it into shallow center field. A 1-2-3 innings for Valenzuela. No runs, no hits, no errors. And nobody left. And after 3.5 here at Dodger Stadium, it remains. Dodgers on top, 3-1.
Recently, there's been an unusual demand for butlers in California.
It's all due to this little card, Henley. It's beyond my comprehension.
Yes, Lotto. It's quite simple, actually. One merely selects 6 numbers and then ticks them off.
And for that, you can get millions?
They broadcast the winning numbers each Saturday on the telly.
Look, Henley!
Henley!
California!
Oh, millionaire.
Lotto. You're only 6 numbers away from millions.
My amigo Juan just came out from Mexico, so I'm introducing him to my American friend Larry and our favorite beer, Miller Lite.
Por favor. Juan, mi Miller Lite de gusto porque it tastes muy bueno.
Larry.
Ladies, mimosa calorías and no gusto filiopo. El comprende?
No, not really. For mucho great taste, there's only one light beer, Miller Lite.
Does your friend speak any English?
The new BMW 735i offers you the considerable advantage of arriving a bit sooner.
Whether it's official gifts and souvenirs or tickets at all home Giant games, now the Giant Dugout Stores is the place where Giant fans are #1. You'll find a Dugout store at 170 Grant Avenue in downtown San Francisco and in the Valco Fashion Park Shopping Mall in Cupertino. Both have convenient shopping hours and are open 7 days a week, so why don't you stop by and say hello, won't you? I think one of the features that the Giant fans are going to enjoy this year, Gary, as Valenzuela comes to the plate, and that is that Jumbotron scoreboard. There are a lot of things that they can show between innings. A lot of the ballparks, I know here at Dodger Stadium, they show between innings to entertain the fans, and they really do show some funny things. Here's Valenzuela, and he takes one for a strike.
Jumbotron at Candlestick is about twice the size of Diamond Vision here at Dodger Stadium, which I guess was the first of these in baseball.
To Robbie Thompson, and Valenzuela only gets about 3/4 the way down there. He is out 4-3. One man is gone, and that brings up Steve Sachs, and Sachs will take his time. Never quite figure out the reason and the theory behind that. Valenzuela is going to walk off the field, and Sachs is going to take his time to get up to the plate. He didn't run far enough to get tired. He only ran about 60 feet. That shouldn't wear you out. Sachs this afternoon is 0 for 2. He's bounced out to third. He's bounced out to short. And he takes a strike. Snap a 39-game streak of getting on base in yesterday's contest. Reaching base 1 or more times. There's one by Brown into left field. So last year's runner-up in the batting race picks up his first hit of the game. That brings up the center fielder, Mike Ramsey. He's had a good afternoon. He is 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored. And Ramsey's hit safely in 6 of the 7 games that he has played this year. Keep an eye on Sachs. He likes to run early in the count. Koch starts out in front. A little calling card over there just to let Sachs know that they're aware of him there. Steve does not have necessarily a good lead right now. And by his reaction, it does not appear as though he's thinking about stealing. Not right now. Now he's got a better lead. Pitch out, nothing doing. Brown into the grass at third. Thompson and Williams have shortened up. And he pops it up foul, 1-2. Lacoste comes into this ball game. He has a pretty good record against the Dodgers. He's won 7 times against them. Another toss over there. In fact, last year he struck out a career high 7. Back in late part of July, but he ended up losing the ball game 2-1 to Oral Hershiser. Inside 2-2. Now you can look out. Will Sox go here, or Sachs rather go here? Lacoste ready and goes over there. Does not go, and the Giants pitch out. They thought he was going. At the full count, 3-2. He's probably going now, though.
Chin cap cheek is pitch out.
Was
that time.
Was it same thing again? Yeah. There goes the runner. Base hit, right field. Sachs will go around to third. The Dodgers have runners at first and third, and Ramsey's 3 for 3. Get a chance to see what happens when you go 3-2. You've got to be able to come in there with a strike. That's a pretty good situation when you have a runner at first base and you're the hitter. They've got to throw a strike. They can't fool around with you. And you'll get a lot of good pitches to hit 3-2 with a guy that can run very well, like that of Sachs at first base. And so now the Giants need a double play right here. They need a strikeout or a double play. Now away for strike 1. That is hit number 9 for the Dodgers. Struck well on his horse is Chili. That is off the wall. Sachs will score. Here comes Ramsey. The relay not in time. 5-1. So Pedro Guerrero shoots one to center field and gets over the head of Chili Davis. And his high off the wall, that did not need much for a home run. And of course, with the speed of Ramsey, he was able to score from first base. Here's Marshall. Inside ball one. There's action out of the Giant bullpen. We have a rough time telling from here, but it appears as though it is Mark Grant. Still just one man away. High and outside. Ball two. To 1 Dodgers. Way out in front. Good pitch. That's a split finger right there.
Well, Lacoste certainly deserved better in the 3rd inning when the Dodgers got 2 runs off him. But he has been hit hard here in the 4th. And again, I think a little mix-up between Thompson and Lacoste. Thompson had broken in behind Guerrero at second base. Lacoste delivered to the plate. Left the whole right side of the infield open.
2 balls and 1 strike. Sometimes what happens is the pitcher gets out there in the mound and he's so wrapped up, Gary, in trying to concentrate on what he's going to throw to the plate. That's fouled away. 2-2. That's one reason why I never like the pitcher to have to rely on picking up signs at second base or at first base. I know when he wanted to pick the guy up at first, a lot of times I'd go by and tell him, pick him off. Had him reaching for it, 2-2 still. Because the pitcher is so wrapped up, as I said, in trying to concentrate on what I want to throw, where I want to throw this pitch, and how I want to get this next hitter out. But he's not thinking about the guy out at second base or the guy at first base. And so sometimes I can see where pitchers will miss those signs. He's not looking for them. Over the head of Clark. They're going to chase Guerrero home. He will score. 6-1 Dodgers.
And Marshall's 3 for 3.
I was just getting ready to say, Marshall. Not only is he 3 for 3, but he has driven in 3 runs.
1 each.
Now time is called. I would imagine that when Brenly comes back to the home plate area, as you're going to look at Mark Grant out in the bullpen, that, yep, here he comes. And they're going to be a 2 for 1 switch for the Giants, as Robbie Thompson will come out of the ball game. And Spire will go into the 9th slot of the lineup, and that will be the leadoff man. And the relief pitcher, Mark Grant, is going to go in and bat for Robbie Thompson in the 8th position. So the Giants making the pitching change. Coming in from right field is Mark Grant. So there's a break in the action here at Dodger Stadium. The score is Dodgers 6, the Giants 1. We'll be right back.
You know where to go for savings you can count on, where low prices are no illusion. Kragen Auto Parts. Tune it up right with a fresh set of Champion spark plugs as low as 83 cents each. A hard-cranking Megatorque 40-month batteries now just $27.99. And don't paint it without a coat of Plastic Coat Sandable Primer, now just $1.99 a can. For low prices you can count on, you know where to go.
Kragen Auto Parts.
In 1973, a small bar served the first light beer. The response was unanimous.
Tastes great.
Here was a beer with its own special brewing process.
Less filling.
It's brewed from the ground up, not watered down.
Tastes great.
It's less filling.
Today there are lots of lights around, but none are brewed like Miller Lite, and none can match the taste.
Tastes great. Tastes great.
Hey, doll, sounds like our kind of place.
There's only one light beer, Miller Lite.
Officer Tom Hansen has a special assignment. He's going back to school. 21 Jump Street.
Coming in now and working for the Giants is Mark Grant, who worked earlier in this series. In fact, he picked up a save on Friday night. That was that 5-4 game that won 11 innings, at which Mark gave up 1 hit, not give up any runs, and picked up the save for Scott Garrelts. Here's Socia.
That doesn't really tell the story of that 11th inning Friday night, though, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Duncan, a leadoff double, sacrificed to third. He was there with 1 out. Giants brought the infield in. Got Sachs to hit a line drive that Spire 1 hop. Duncan unable to score. And then Candy Maldonado with that sliding catch in foul territory to end the ball game.
No, that absolutely. The game should only have gone 9 innings. There goes the runner. The pitch is popped up on the infield. Who wants it? Right near the mound. Coming in now is Brown. He chases the pitcher away from it. And so Socia pops up for the 2nd out of the inning. Brings up Franklin Stubbs. A chance to see it one more time. Grant was going to take it, but I think Brenly ran him off of it and let the guy with the better hands make the play. So 2 men are gone. The inning started when Valenzuela bounced out to second base, and it appeared to be on his way, LaCasa on his way to having a pretty good inning. But then Sachs single, Ramsey single, Guerrero double, and Marshall single. And just like that, 3 runs have been scored. Inside for a ball. Mark Grant, a very excitable young man. He can throw hard. Inside, ball 2. And one of the things that Roger has to keep an eye on as far as Grant is concerned, and that is not letting him get too excited. It's nice to get enthused and get involved with what you're doing so long as you're under control. There's a toss over there to first.
He has really matured, though, over the past year.
He's come a long way. Hit deep to right field, but foul. And we were talking about Candy the other night when he had a 2-0 count. Now he jumped on those pitches. Well, you can watch all those guys that swing the bat that are dangerous when they go 2 balls and no strikes. Well, that's like free swings for you. Boy, they just turn that ball, turn that bat loose. We have to be very, very careful. Because some of those guys, you can strike them out, you can make them look bad, but you pitch from behind enough times, you're going to find yourself in a lot of trouble. 2 balls and 1 strike. To first base, backhanded by Clark. He makes the play this time. And that'll do it for the Dodgers in their half inning. They come up with 3 runs on 4 hits. Gary Park will be coming back your way when we go to the 5th inning, but through 4 innings of play, the Dodgers on top 6-1.
No matter how you drive your engine clean with Mobil Super Unleaded Gasoline. Its high-octane detergent formula can unclog fuel injectors and give your car a new injection of power. For top performance, drive your engine clean with Mobil Super Unleaded. High-octane with a plus.
The BMW 735i is one of those rare luxury sedans engineered by driving enthusiasts. While other luxury sedans announce to the world you've arrived, the new BMW 735i offers you the considerable advantage of arriving a bit sooner.
Contact your Bay Area BMW dealers for a thorough test drive.
Even with all you spend to keep your home beautiful, you may be overlooking something. Termites, hiding just beneath the surface, destroying your home from the inside out. Call Orkin.
You know, for about the price these people were having to pay to fix this one door frame, we can protect your whole house. After that, if termites ever damage your home, we'll repair it, whatever the cost. Call number 1. For termites, we just might be all the protection you'll ever need.
Fifth inning, Giants find themselves trailing 6-1. But remember, last year they led the National League and come from behind victories with 40. Chris Spire, who came into the game when Roger Craig changed pitchers, and Chris was inserted into the number 9 spot, will lead off the Giants' fifth. And back to the top of the order, Will Clark and Chili Davis. See what a valuable addition Spire has been to the ball club already. 2 hits and 4 trips. Been used as a pinch runner. Can play second, short, third. Bunts, beautiful bunt. Forget it. No way Woodson's going to get Spire. The Spire is now 3 for 5 following his return to the Giants. That was a pretty bunt. Spire is so versatile. Does everything well. That will bring up Will Clark. 4th hit for the Giants off Fernando today. Woodson unable to field the ball, but it would have made no difference whatsoever. Spire was already across the bag. Clark has struck out and singled. Dodgers committed 2 errors in that 3rd inning. One on the rundown in which Clark was caught, but it didn't hurt them. Giants have not been charged with an error today, but they certainly had a couple of defensive lapses in the 3rd inning in which the Dodgers scored twice. So let's be fair. The Dodgers charged with 2 errors, the Giants none. But in terms of overall defense today, they're about even. There's the 2-0 pitch to Clark. Swing and a miss on the screwball. Everything else in the National League, with one exception, 2 counting this game, is over. Atlanta jumped all over the Mets, beat them 12-4. Murphy hit 2. O'Neill the winner over Ojeda. 37,000 at Shea today. Curveball low and away, 2-1. So the Mets have lost 2 in a row after winning their first 3. In Chicago, or in Philadelphia, the Cubs playing the Phillies today. Chicago came back with 3 in the top of the 9th to tie that game at 8-all. Leon Durham hit his first home run of the season in the 9th. He reached the upper deck at Veterans Stadium. Fly ball right field. Marshall glasses down on the warning track in front of the fence, makes the catch. Clark got one he liked and hit it a long way to right, but Marshall able to get there. About 380 feet from the plate to make the catch, and that will bring up Chili Davis. So that game is tied 8-all. Phillies batting in the bottom of the 9th. Pirates beat the Cardinals 7-4. Patterson over Tudor. Morrison hit his 3rd home run of the season. San Diego beat Cincinnati. Reds losing for the first time this year. 5-2 the final. Ed Whitson got the win. This is popped up. Short right. Long run for Marshall. He says he has it, and indeed he does, and there are 2 away. And Marshall has to go back a long way and then come on a long way to record the first 2 outs of the Giants' 5th. Spire still at first, and Bob Brenly will be the batter. Doubled past Tracy Woodson down the left field line in the 1st, walked in the 3rd. And that double was Brenly's first hit of the season. Woodson the winner. He is 1-1. Hoffman the loser for Cincinnati, 0-1. The Reds now 4-1. And Houston looking to go unbeaten this season. Astros won again. They have now won their first 6 games of the season. Brenly takes in over the inside corner for a strike, 0-1. 1-0 over Montreal. And the Expos continue winless. Montreal now 0-5. 3 pitchers combined for that shutout for Houston. Bob Nepper got the win. He is 1-0. Dave Smith, his 4th save of the season. Two and 1 the count to Brenly. In the American League, the Red Sox beat Toronto 8-3. Stanley the win over Clancy. And Don Baylor hit 2. His first 2 home runs of the season. Dave Henderson also homered, his second. Oh, they got him picked off. Spire makes his first mistake of the season. Fernando caught him leaning the wrong way and picked him off cleanly. Putout goes 1-free. Giants, no runs, 1 hit. Watch it again. Fernando almost walked, but not quite. And Spire is dead, sliding back to the bag. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left. We played 4 1/2. We're halfway through this one, and the Dodgers lead it 6-1.
This is how you say high performance in Italian and in German and in American. And this is how you say higher performance. High-octane Chevron Supreme with Techroline, the best at cleaning complete intake systems for higher performance cars like yours. Chevron Supreme.
Somehow there's got to be a cure for athlete's foot.
Hey, step up to the mic.
Mike?
Micatin. This cures athlete's foot. It's got something the others don't. Myconazole. There's nothing more powerful than this.
Yes? You got something that cures athlete's foot? Sure, step up to the mic.
Huh?
Micatin. It cures athlete's foot.
Step up to the cure. Step up to the mic. Micatin.
Ah, draft beer. It's always been the smoothest, freshest beer around, poured straight from the tap. And now, there's a true draft beer in a bottle. Miller Genuine Draft. It's not heat pasteurized like most bottled beers. It's cold filtered for real draft smoothness. Ask for Miller Genuine Draft. The Miller with the black label. It's beer at its best.
Tracy Woodson, no relation to Abe, will lead off the Dodger 5th, followed by Mariano Duncan, and then Fernando. 6-1 Dodgers. They're out hitting the Giants 11-4. Dodgers have the only 2 charged errors of the game. Mark Grant in relief of Giant starter Mike Lacoste, who was undone by his defense in the 3rd, hit hard in the 4th. Worked 3 1/3 innings, charged with 11 hits, 6 runs, all earned. Struck out nobody and walked 1. Fouled outside first. 1-1. American League scores. We gave you Boston over Toronto 8-3. That's a final. Baltimore beat Cleveland 7-1. Bell over Schramm. Murray and Dempsey homered for the Baltimores, as did Alan Wiggins. Detroit beating Chicago 7-1. White Sox batting in the bottom of the 9th. Former Giant Matt Noakes has hit his 2nd home run of the season. Charlie Leibrandt for the Royals, taking an 8-2 lead into the top of the 9th against the Yankees and Necro. Ground ball left side. Williams throws to first. Nice play. 1 away.
The Bay Area Dodge dealers, where you can deal right now on the front-wheel drive Dodge Caravan.
Chris Williams, the Giants' #1 draft pick in last year's player selection out of Nevada, Las Vegas, where he played shortstop. The Giants immediately converted him to a 3rd baseman. And of course, with Chris Brown recovering from off-season surgery, Williams spent all spring at 3rd base. And I asked Roger Craig before the game today if Williams could play shortstop in the majors. And he said he thought he could, but he didn't really know yet because he hadn't seen him there very much. But Williams certainly showed good range on that play. To his left into the hole. And a fine, strong throw across the diamond to get Woodson. 1-1 the count to Mariano Duncan. That's a called strike at the knees. 1-2. Let's see. Milwaukee and Texas tied at 2-all in the 9th. Milwaukee looking to remain unbeaten. There's a surprise. Rob Deere hasn't homered in that game yet. Minnesota got 3 in the top of the first, leads Seattle 3-0. It's looped down the right field line. Clark back in a hurry makes the catch for the second out. And that will bring up Fernando, who will get an ovation. Nice play by Clark. Got a good jump on that ball and takes it going away. Like a punt return man when the kick is over his head. Backpedaling. Hit fouled on the left field line. Williams in foul territory. He is there in front of Joel Youngblood. And very quickly, Mark Grant retires the side. He has retired all 5 Dodgers he has faced today. So for the first time today, the Dodgers are gone in order. We played 5 full, 6-1 Los Angeles.
Men's Warehouse exposes the competition. Their service is terrific. Ours is just as terrific. In fact, we often tailor a suit in just one day. And our prices are a lot better. These 2 soft-shouldered all-wool suits are very similar, but ours is $136 less. Nordstrom, a nice place to browse, but the place to buy, the Men's Warehouse, I guarantee it. 17 stores including Walnut Creek, Colma, Santa Clara, San Rafael, and now open in San Ramon.
These days, Johnny Bench's bench is at the 19th hole. While my buddy finishes, I'll show you why you get a championship finish with Krylon spray paint. I'll spray this bench with Krylon, this one with the other leading brand. Krylon goes on smooth. No runs, no drips, no errors. And it dries to the touch in 12 minutes. 1 hour later, the other brand's still wet. Yeah, time to go. What'd you shoot? 200. Hey, same as in the majors. Yeah, what are all those flags for? Krylon dries faster for a smooth, professional finish.
Hi. Officer Tom Hansen has a new beat. He's going back to high school.
You're great, sir.
You better be ready, 'cause you're running out of time. Say jump, 21 Jump Street.
Top of the 6th inning, Giants down by 5. We mentioned Thursday that this is the 25th anniversary of the opening of Dodger Stadium, and during each game this season, they will honor a former Dodger player who did something outstanding on that given date 25 years ago. And today's honored guest, Pete Rickard, who set a record by striking out the first 6 batters he faced in his major league debut on this date in 1962. The old left-hander came out to the on-deck circle and took a bow. He looks great. Bob Brenly, the batter, followed by Candy Maldonado and then Chris Brown. Brenly 1 for 1 today, has doubled and walked. And he was at the plate in the Giants' 5th. Ground ball to Woodson. He stays with it. Took a tricky hop, throws across, gets Brenly.
Lowenbrau. It's the best way in the world to brew beer.
Started to mention that Brenly had been in the plate in the Giants' 5th when Chris Brown got picked off first. There were 4 winless teams at the start of play today. Let's see how they fared. Montreal lost again. The Expos now 0-5. Phillies tied with the Cubs 8-8 in the 9th. San Diego won its first of the season 5-2 over Cincinnati. And the A's looking for their first victory after 5 season opening losses. Lead the Angels 4-0. A's batting in the bottom of the 5th. Mike Davis has hit his 2nd home run of the season. Phillies won that game in 10. So the Phillies no longer winless. And if the A's go on to win that, the Expos would be the only winless team in the bigs. 1-2 the count of the former Dodger, who has popped up and struck out. Fernando is just breezing. struck out the last two batters he faced in the third. Got the side in order in the fourth. Gave up a bunt single to Chris Spire in the fifth, then picked him off. And retired Brenly to open the Giants' sixth. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That's low. 3-2. Still 3-2. Is that a picture? Short right. That's going to fall in front of Mike Marshall for a base hit. Throw in behind almost hit Candy. See number 5 for the Giants, and that will bring up Chris Brown. Brown with a look at third base coach Don Zimmer. Don't try to get them all back at once. Get a run or two here in the sixth, a couple more next inning. Don't forget, 40 come from behind victories for the Giants last year, and they won 7 of the last 9 against the Dodgers. Took the season series against Los Angeles last year 10-8. They were 4-5 here. They are 2-1 at Dodger Stadium so far this season. Brown has walked and struck out. Tuesday and Wednesday, 7 o'clock. We will televise those two games from San Diego. Swing and a miss on a screwball, 1-1. Give me the pitching matchups for those games. Mark Davis, who was so impressive here on Thursday, will go for the Giants against Ed Wojnak for the Padres. Then on Wednesday, Kelly Downs for the Giants, who also pitched well on Friday night, did not get the decision against Storm Davis. 7 o'clock, both games, Tuesday and Wednesday, from San Diego Jack Murphy Stadium. Valenzuela ahead of Brown, a ball and 2 strikes. Brown protecting the plate on the screwball, fouls it off, 1-2. Well, you look back now at that play Mariano Duncan made in the second inning after Brown had walked to lead off the inning. Youngblood hit a ball that looked for all the world as though it was going into center field for a base hit. Giants would have had 2 men on with nobody out. Duncan made a diving stop and from his knees got the force on Brown at second. That gets by Scioscia, and Maldonado goes to second. Wild pitch, charge to Fernando. Count of 2-2. It is again. Boy, that hit out in front of the plate. Scioscia had no chance. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Chris Brown. Then after Williams grounded out, Robbie Thompson singled home a run, but Duncan's outstanding defensive play kept the Giants from having a big inning. Giants with a chance to pick up a run here in the 6th inning. Maldonado in scoring position. 2-2 pitch to Brown. Is hit off the fist into short left. Long run for Duncan. And the left fielder, Pedro Guerrero, gets there and makes the catch in the webbing of his glove. Look at Al Pedro is pleased with that one, and he has reason to be. Got a good jump on the ball. Came all out. And got there just in the nick of time. Long run for Duncan. And I don't think he's going to get there. Here comes Pedro. Watch where he catches this. Right there. And hangs on. He is willing the ball to stay in his glove. He is staring at it. So there are 2 away now. It's up to Joel Youngblood if the Giants are to score in this inning. Get into that aforementioned force in the second, grounded out in the fourth. Nothing for 2, scored a run. The only Giant to cross the plate today. But he has always hit well against Fernando. Scioscia's return to Fernando gets away. Chases it down between the mound and third. Matt Williams on deck. Ground ball, center field, base hit. Here comes Candy. He will score. Youngblood with another clutch 2-out RBI single. The Giants specialize in that. And this time it's Youngblood. Back in the second inning, it was Robbie Thompson. And it's a 6-2 ball game. So the wild pitch comes back to haunt Fernando. Youngblood stings it. That's just about where he hit that ball back in the second inning. But that time Duncan was playing a little closer to second base with a runner on. Cheating towards second for the double play. That time he was pulled around toward the hole and Youngblood able to get it by him. Williams has grounded out and struck out. Caught looking in the fourth. 1 for 5 in his major league career. Swings and misses on the screwball. Mark Grant is scheduled to come up next. He came out of the dugout and has now been recalled. And Eddie Milner is out there. So should Williams get aboard, Milner will pinch hit for Grant. At least that's the way it looks from here. Greg Minton down in the Giants bullpen. He worked in yesterday's game, pitched a scoreless inning. And no question, it never becomes an issue. Williams strikes out for the second time today. Strikeout number 6 for Fernando. Giants come up with a run on 2 hits. There were no Dodger errors. A man left. They played 5.5. It's 6-2 Dodger.
April is truck month. Ram Charger, Dodge, Van, Dodge, Wagon, Dodge, Ram 100, Dodge, Dakotas, Dodge. The big Dodge truck pushes on. Every full-size van, wagon, pickup, and Ram Charger with a new 770 protection plan, plus 3.7 financing or up to $1,000 cash back on full-size pickups in stock. And you can still save up to $800 on prospector packages on selected models. 3.7 in cash back, but only for a limited time. The big Dodge truck pushes on at your Dodge dealer. No more waiting.
6 centuries ago, in Bavaria, a beer was born. Lowenbrau, German for the Lion's Brew. Now brewed in England, Japan, Sweden, Canada, and America. Still under license and authority of Lowenbrau Munich. Rich Bavarian flavor brewed fresh and smooth in America. It's the best way in the world to brew beer.
This world calls for Lowenbrau right now.
Keep your body at its peak. Drink pure Evian spring water. Evian from the French Alps.
Become a Giant season ticket holder and be one of the regulars out at Candlestick this year. There are several game plans that you can choose from and plenty of great seat locations still available. Plus, as a Giant season ticket holder, you're guaranteed the right to buy seats to any postseason play at Candlestick Park. For more information or to have a brochure sent, please call the Giants ticket office weekdays between 9 and 5 at 415-467-8000. So Mark Grant will work one more inning. At least he will start another inning. And he will face Steve Sachs, Mike Ramsey, and Pedro Guerrero. Grant has retired all 5 Dodgers he has faced today. Foul back. 1-1. If you were with us Friday night, we saw Sachs commit his second throwing error of the night. It came in the 7th inning. There's the 25th anniversary flag. It came with 2 outs, and it enabled the Giants to score a run and gave them life so that Will Clark could hit a 2-run home run. And when Sachs made the throwing error, Alejandro Pena jumped straight up into the air, threw his cap and glove down onto the ground. And then yesterday he apologized for 2 sacks for doing that, for showing up his second baseman. He said he was sorry, he just got carried away, and Sack said, hey, no problem. I don't blame you. It was my fault. I really don't blame you for being upset. So no harm, no foul. Sacks with a line drive to center. Davis positioned perfectly. Goes back a couple of steps, makes the catch, 1 away. 6 Dodgers in a row now retired by Mark Grant. And that will bring up Mike Ramsey. What a day he has had. 3 at-bats, 3 hits, 3 runs scored. That's popped up. Matt Williams is there in foul territory, makes the catch. Well, the first 4 spots in the Dodger lineup today have accounted for 9 base hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 runs scored. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 runs batted in. My goodness. Guerrero the batter. Fly ball deep left center field. It is way back. And it's gone. Home run, Pedro Guerrero. A standing ovation from the 49,773 in attendance here at Dodger Stadium today, as the people's choice, Pedro Guerrero hits his 2nd home run of the season, his 2nd in as many days. And folks, Pete is back. Jumps on a Mark Grant fastball, waist high. You see Chili Davis going back, and he runs out of room early. Watches it sail into the pavilion between the 385 and 395 foot signs in left field. And it's a 7-2 ball game. That's the first run off Mark Grant this year. Home run number 2 for Pedro. He has 3 RBIs in the game, giving him 4 for the season. So he has 2 starts, 2 home runs. Marshall swings and misses on what looked like a split finger fastball. But the Dodgers come up with a run on a hit. No Giants errors and nobody left. Pedro saw to that. We played 6 full, 7-2 Dodgers.
When you rent a car from Avis, it comes with a lot of people who want to make sure you're satisfied. Reservation and counter people, mechanics, managers, and maintenance people. They're Avis. You may not always see them, but they're there.
And I won't stop till I'm the best, because I'm Avis.
How much longer till we get there?
About 20 minutes.
Anti-lock brakes, internationally patented suspension, uncanny control. Conventional luxury sedans are built to survive accidents. The BMW 528e is built to avoid them.
Let's see if they're okay.
Contact your Bay Area BMW dealers for a thorough test drive.
When I was a football coach, sure I was tough on my players, and they loved me for it. Shucks, that's why they invited me here tonight, to share some Miller Lights and to show their appreciation. You know, light tastes great and it's less filling. So here's to the greatest emotion in the world, the friendship between a coach and his players. No thanks, boys, I gave up cigars.
For a great get-together, there's only one light beer. Miller Lite.
I just love these reunions, don't you, boys? Ooh, they love me.
We go to the 7th inning. Giants down 7-2. And for more play-by-play, the old left-hander rounding third and heading straight up the left field line. Ron Fairley.
The old left-hander. By the way, you know, I threw the first ball out the other day, and I don't want to say anything, but they had me on the gun at 98 miles an hour.
How's the wing, by the way? Huh?
Sore.
It's like with an ice bag down there.
I think the second number was right. I'm not too sure that the first number was correct. Eddie Milner will pinch hit for Mark Grant. It is 7-2 in favor of the Dodgers. Valenzuela sailing right along, has scattered 6 hits in the ballgame. And the first pitch to Milner is a curveball over for a strike. Milner has hit Fernando well. He is batting 300, over 300 lifetime, right around 350. Next pitch is low for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Fernando again. Swing and a miss. Defensively, you can see the way they play against Milner. They give him right center field. There's one off the hands, popped up in the left, shallow left. In comes Guerrero, and there's one away.
The second baseman, Chris Fire.
Pacific Bell, a Pacific Telesis company.
So with 1 man gone, second baseman Chris Spire will be standing in. Chris bunted his way on in the 5th inning. And he takes one right around the knee. The screwball has him out in front. That's an awfully tough pitch to hit. The guy that I think had the best one that I've ever seen was Juan Marichal. Just outside. Marichal did not throw that pitch very often to the right-hand hitters, but he sure gave the left-hand hitters a rough time with it. Just outside, and Fernando just the other way around. He does not throw that pitch very often to the left-hand hitters, but he's probably tougher to the right-handers than he is to the left-handers. And the game wouldn't be a game unless they had a balloon or a beach ball here in Dodger Stadium. Just missing high. Three-two pitch. Line drive. Duncan has it. You can see the range of the shortstop Mariano Duncan as he moved to his left. Spire staying right on top of that. Kept his head still. Look at the play by Mariano. Right there. The ball was hit right on the nose. And a good play by the shortstop. So 2 men are gone. We go back to the top of the order and Will Clark. On the inside corner. One of the reasons what makes Fernando's screwball so effective, he stands on the extreme third base side of the rubber. Low and inside. And so when he throws the screwball, it has a tendency to tail away from the right-hand hitter. Look where he is. And it makes it go away from them even that much more. There's a pitch fouled away. Marichal stood on the first base side, being the right-hander. And that's why that screwball is so effective against the right-handers for Valenzuela and the left-handers for Marichal. Off the hands.
Dodgers drew 31,000 yesterday, 49,000 today. Does Fernando earn his keep?
I was just saying a couple of moments ago that whenever Fernando pitches here in Dodger Stadium, they get anywhere from 10 to 15,000 people a game.
That's right.
Over and above. And I guarantee his agent has put those numbers together. The boo is for the beach ball. The usher has captured it. A looper towards center field. Coming on is Ramsey, cannot make the play. And so Clark picks up his second hit of the game. A two-out single here in the 7th inning. The Giants are down by 5. They're not out of this thing yet. I can look at it one more time. There's Clark, boy, hitting a nasty pitch. I don't know whether it was a strike or not. It might have been outside, but he still stayed with it. And the young center fielder almost made a great play. Here's Chili Davis. Ball 1.
Clark could maybe make a lot of money going around the league holding batting clinics for teams when they face Fernando. He's now 7 for 16 lifetime against him.
Isn't that funny how you just have some guys that you hit well against? There's a base hit into left field. Clark will hold at second base. Now, sometimes a lot of this stuff can start very innocently. That brings up the catcher, Bob Brenly. Well, with as screwy as things have been going today, Gary, a home run, and this is an entirely different ball game, but at the same time, Brenly has never hit a home run in this ballpark.
Well,
I'm just wondering, as the way things have been going, well, that might be something to look for. Here's a pitch inside.
I mentioned earlier that Craig put him in the 3 spot today. He said he just had a feeling.
That's right.
Going to have a big ball game.
In the game, he's 1 for 2. He doubled his first time up. And he's walked. There's a drive down the left field line, out in front just a little bit, and he hooks it foul as it goes into the crowd. They have the weigh-in going here at Dodger Stadium.
Personally, I would rather the usher had let them keep the beach ball.
Yes. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 men gone here in the 7th. Brenly hits it high in the air into left field. Guerrero over near the line. Makes the one-handed grab. For the Giants. No runs on 2 hits. And after 6.5, it is Dodgers 7 and the Giants 2. Oh, my goodness.
In the beginning of recorded history, man had an idea called caravan. Slow and plodding, but right for its time. Some years later, man had a better idea. Dodge Caravan. Efficient, versatile, and perfect for its time. It has a newly available V6 for more power. And with front-wheel drive and a 770 protection plan, Dodge Caravan has no equal in the civilized world. Dodge, setting new standards of performance.
Once guys try the 24-hour protection of Old Spice Solid, they may give up their usual antiperspirant mid-stick.
Your dad, only used twice. Very short strokes.
Fact is, none of these solid antiperspirants help stop wetness as well as Old Spice Solid. These deodorant sprays can't block odor better than Old Spice Stick. So switch now.
Sarge, for you. Hardly used.
Kind of like your comb.
Switch to 24-hour Old Spice, antiperspirant or deodorant.
Roger Craig and Al Rosen have brought a whole new spirit to the Giants. It's a great young team worthy of your support. And one way to show your support is to call one of these numbers.
Well, they've made a couple of changes as we go to the bottom half of the 7th inning here at Dodger Stadium. And right now, Gary, the Dodgers are playing a pretty good golf ball game behind Fernando Valenzuela, 7-2 in favor of the guys in blue.
Yeah, they are playing well behind him now. They have committed a couple of errors today, but those errors have not hurt them, unlike the Friday night game when they became undone because of the errors committed by Steve Sachs. I tell you, when Fernando's pitching, you have a 7-2 lead. You look at Brenly up there with a chance to hit a 3-run homer, bring the Giants right back. Doesn't happen very often against Fernando.
You're dealing with a guy that can pitch around stuff like that and pitch away from that long ball. But at the same time, you're also dealing with a guy that can win here in Dodger Stadium. 5-2 lifetime against the Giants here. Although when they go up to Candlestick, it's a whole different ball game.
Yeah, that's true. But I'll tell you, the last two ball games, the Dodgers won yesterday for the first time this season. They are ahead today, 7-2, going into the bottom of the 7th. Ron, it is no coincidence that Pedro Guerrero has made his first 2 starts of the season in these 2 ball games.
Mike Scioscia to lead things off, and on the mound for the Giants, right-hander Greg Mitten. He takes over. Out in center field is Eddie Milner, so he stays in the ball game, and coming out is Chili Davis. So if you're keeping score, you can make those changes. As Gary and I just mentioned, 7-2 in favor of the Dodgers. Scioscia, Stubbs, and Woodson. Low ball 1. Mitten worked in yesterday's game. He worked 1 inning. Gave up a base hit and walked 1. There's another one low. He also worked in the opening game. That was the game that Mark Davis started. And he worked an inning there and gave up 2 hits. And that was it. No runs. There's one on the inside corner for a strike.
I was impressed again today, as I have been all spring, by Mark Grant. He did give up the home run ball to Pedro Guerrero, but he's not the first to do that. And he pitched well. He threw strikes.
Yes, he did. Here's the next pitch. That's over for a strike. That evens up the count at 2-2. Well, you know, the Giants pitching staff, they've posted an excellent ERA, 2.33 through the first 6 games. They have not walked very many. Big chopper. That is foul. In fact, they've only walked 12. The 4 of them have been intentionally in the 6 games. That's not very many when you stop to consider they had a streak of about 25 innings, didn't they, Gary? Something like that?
Yeah.
26 innings without giving up a base on balls. And then they had the 1 inning where they had like 2 or 3. Or they had like 4 or 5 base on balls in about 2 or 3 innings.
Well, they walked 7 Friday night, and that kind of messed up the ratio.
2-2. Scioscia is 1 for 3 today. Look out. Good play. Sometimes you don't realize how close that pitcher is until you have something like this right at you. And Greg made it look easy.
Franklin Stubbs.
I remember one year had a pitcher in our ball club that had a ball hit back to him, and it wasn't quite hit as hard as he thought it was. And he put his glove up to catch it, and the ball didn't hit the glove. And then he dropped the glove down just a little bit. There's ball 1. To see where the ball was, and ricocheted off his forehead. And it wasn't hit very hard at all. In fact, it was hit quite softly.
Good.
But it was rather comical to see him put his glove up and nothing was there, and then he dropped it just to see where the ball was going, and it hit him in the forehead.
Who was that?
I know. I won't tell you that. No, I won't do that. But the ball wasn't hit nearly as firm as that one. There's a Tapper foul. 2-1. In fact, it didn't even raise a welt. I mean, it was probably as easy as you could toss it back to him. And he didn't. I will say this. He wouldn't even rub it. Pop up down the left field line. Back goes the shortstop. And right on the line, making the play. You know, for Matt Williams, as 2 men are gone, he was signed as a shortstop. But all spring long, he did not play shortstop with the exception of maybe 1 or 2 innings. He was primarily at third base because of Chris Brown being hurt. And so they sent him down to second base. Down in the AAA level to play second base a little bit. And now they bring him back up to the big leagues when Uribe gets hurt, and they put him back at shortstop. So he might not be that comfortable out there. Here's Woodson. And he takes a strike. It takes you a few games to kind of get accustomed to seeing the ball come off the bat at that particular angle. To second base, he pops him up. Spire is there. And Mitten has an easy 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. After 7 innings of play at Dodger Stadium, it remains Dodgers 7 and the Giants 2.
My grandfather makes beautiful things. Until now, we could only sell them here. We couldn't reach people anywhere else. Now there's an AT&T 800 number that works on our regular line.
Thanks.
Enjoy it. It's terrific, and we can afford it.
The new low-cost AT&T 800 Ready line. From equipment to networking, from computers to communications.
New York City.
AT&T comes through. Talk with us.
Looking out for #1. Introducing the new limited edition Toyota trucks with the options you want free. Chrome bumpers, front and rear.
Didn't cost a cent.
Full carpeting, cloth bench seats.
Not a penny more.
Sports striping, style steel wheels.
Comes with the truck.
The limited edition Toyota trucks. Only $69.98. For a limited time only, get valuable options.
Free.
Who could ask for anything more?
You know, without the right help, finding your dream house can be confusing and frustrating. Well, that's where a real estate broker comes in, because brokers know what's available, and they can match you up with just the right house. They can help you save money negotiating the price, too. They'll even help you find affordable financing. And Great Western Savings works with brokers on home loans every day. Together, Great Western and your real estate broker can get you home fast.
The Dodgers, as we go to the 8th inning. Now pitching is Ken Howell, the right-hander. Valenzuela goes 7 innings, 8 hits, 2 runs. He walks a couple, strikes out a half a dozen. And Dave Anderson is now playing third base. So they make the 2 changes. Howell will be batting 7 in the lineup. And in place of Valenzuela will be Anderson. If you're keeping score with us, it's a very pleasant afternoon here in Los Angeles. Temperature right around the mid-70s. Candy Maldonado will lead things off. He'll be followed by Chris Brown and then Joel Youngblood. Candy in the game, 1 for 3 today. Swings to a high fastball. Valenzuela had a little bit of help today, I would imagine, not only with the crowd that's on hand of the 49,000 plus, but he was up the count of 1-1. I know the last time that the young kid Matt Williams came to the plate, there might have been a pitch or two that outside that he called a strike. It was a 1-1 pitch off the hands and fouled back out of play. You have a pitcher that's around the plate like that all the time. He'll make a pitch or two, and especially to some of the younger players, for some reason they have a tendency to call strikes. Don't ask me why, but they just have a tendency to call strikes in some of those younger players. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Off the hands again. That was slice foul. It is not easy to sit behind the plate and call the number of pitches that these umpires do and then be as accurate as these guys are. Because that ball can be off the plate by an inch or so, and that ball's moving at 90 miles an hour or so. A little tough to gauge that sometimes. There's one that is low, 2-2. Also, I guess if you have a great hitter that stands in there, a guy that has a good eye of the strike zone, take Joe Morgan for an example. Joe didn't swing at many bad pitches. 2-2, fouled away. Well, he'd take pitches that would just miss, and the umpire would say ball, and the catcher would turn around and say, where was it? And the guy says, on my indicator, it said it was a ball. Those good hitters, they don't call those guys out very often either. 3-2. The last time that Valenzuela won, he was not involved in the decision against the Astros down in the Astrodome. The Dodgers ended up losing that ball game 6-5. 3-2 pitch. Down the right field line. Could be trouble if it stays fair. But it goes foul. Valenzuela wins 7 innings, 10 hits, 2 runs. He struck out 7. Kind of close to the same numbers that he had today. But they took him out, and next thing you know, the bullpen could not hold on. That has been the real bugaboo as far as the Dodgers are concerned this year. 3-2 pitch. That's back up the middle, base hit. So Canty continues to swing the hot bat. He's 2 for 4 today here at Dodger Stadium. Yeah, that brings up third baseman Chris Brown. Now, we asked you earlier, can you name the only major leaguer since 1909 to get 3 base hits in 1 inning? We asked you that earlier in the ball game. The answer is Gene Stevens. Yeah, first pitch to Brown, ball 1. Back in 1953, June 18, he had 2 singles and a double in 1 inning. Low ball 2. And Socia to talk with Kenny Howell.
Speaking of trivia, something in the notes today that I thought was interesting that I hadn't really realized. Will Clark's last home run in Dodger Stadium prior to Friday night. In the 1984 Olympics, he hit 3 in 5 games.
That is interesting. I know we had a chance to see him play a little bit when he was on that Olympic team. There's one right around the knees for a strike, 2-1. Had a chance to see him in Fenway, and also played at Anaheim Stadium when that Olympic team was touring. Boy, they had some good ball players.
You bet.
Well, they had about 5 or 6 of those guys that are in the big leagues today.
He played at Candlestick with the Olympians.
Brown fouls it off. The count is now 2-2. Well, I think that's great. I think adding the Olympics to or baseball to the Olympics, I think that's absolutely fabulous. There are enough countries that play the game of baseball. 2-2 pitch. Out at the feet. I was saying the other day that Chris Brown certainly reminds me of Jimmy Ray Hart. And a lot of his mannerisms are built along the same lines. There's one into right center field, and that will fall. And on his way to third is Canty. Into second is Chris Brown with a double. And all of a sudden, things are looking a little bit brighter. We'll look at it one more time as Brown shoots one in the gap into right center field. The ball gets away, of course, from the right fielder, and so the Giants have runners at second and third. They're down by 5, and they still have 6 more outs to go. They have 10 hits in the game now. And batting for Youngblood is Mike Aldrete.
Good hitting by Brown. Kept his head down, eye on the ball. Pitch was down and away from him.
You ever notice those good hitters when they swing the bat, how still their head is?
Yeah.
Strike 1. And action in the Dodger bullpen, a left-hander and a right-hander. We have Matt Young, the left-hander. I'm not too sure who the right-hander is. That might be Niedenfuhr.
It is.
Ball 1. Hal occasionally can get into trouble. He can walk a batter or 2. On deck is Williams. Ball 2.
Well, the Dodgers still have a 5-run lead, but Fernando has to be thinking right now, I've been here before.
Yeah, it's all coming back to me now. Seemed like it was
only last week.
Only last week.
He left after 7 in Houston with a 4-2 lead, and the Dodgers lost it.
Ball 3. Look out. Sometimes, Gary, rallies start quite innocently. A single by Maldonado to center. A double by Chris Brown to right center. And now a 3-1 count to Aldrete. I would imagine he'll be taking. No, he's not. Tough play for Sachs, and they won't get anyone. It is 7-3.
He did save a run, though.
So Aldrete picks up a base hit on a 3-1 count, and here comes Ron Peronowski. Good look at the replay right here, right down the middle. Aldrete hit it sharply on the ground, back up the middle. A good play by Saxon. Gary, as you said, that saved a run, possibly a run there. But I know Tommy Lasorda cannot be happy right now. Peronowski rubbing up the ball. And if I'm not mistaken, they're going to go to the bullpen. I think Lasorda has seen enough. Because in comes the right-hander, Tom Niedenfuhr. So Howell goes 0+ innings. 3 hits, 1 run, although the runners that are on base, should they score, they would be charged to him. And now it'll be Niedenfuhr. Niedenfuhr.
Your attention, please.
Worked 2 days ago. He worked 1 inning. That was the game in which the Giants won 5-4. That was an 11-inning game. And you can see his ERA is nothing to be real happy about right now. It's 13.5. And he'll be facing a pretty good hitter.
Further similarities to last Tuesday's game. When Fernando left after the 7th inning up 4-2, it was Ken Howell who came on to work the 8th, allowed consecutive singles. And then Matt Young came on in his Dodger debut, walked Bill Doran to load the bases, uncorked a couple of wild pitches, which tied the ball game, walked Hatcher to reload the bases. Kevin Bass followed with a 2-run single, and the Astros won it. So the only difference is today a little bigger lead, and Niedenfuhr following Howell to the mound instead of Young.
Well, he is coming off a couple of shaky outings himself, really. If you go back, not necessarily his last outing, in which he worked on Friday, but he has had some trouble here in the last year or so. Last year had a 6-6 record, picked up 11 saves. He appeared in 60 games. However, it was not the kind of season that Tom is real happy with. He was very inconsistent. Had the highest ERA since his rookie season. And he did struggle a bit last year. And as we said the other night, he's still recovering from that Jack Clark home run in the playoffs a couple of years ago with the Cardinals. Here's Matt Williams standing in. Breaking ball. Did he go around? No. Field at first base. Palms down? No. That's ball 1. So Niedenfuhr came in, and he starts Williams off with a breaking ball. Right now, I've got to look fastball. Can't get the curveball over. Let's look fastball. You got it. 1-1. A lot of pitchers will do that. They miss with a breaking ball. A lot of times in a situation like this, they come back with a fastball. There's that breaking ball again. 1-2. Matt is 0 for 3 today. He has struck out his last 2 times up. On deck is Milner. 7-3 in favor of the Dodgers. Runners at first and third. Just outside. 2-2. The tying runner, or the tying potential run, is on the on-deck circle. That'll go foul. And so Williams needs to get on base here to bring that tying run to the plate. There's quite a bit of room out in right center field. Matt Williams someday is going to hit you 25 home runs a year. He has that kind of power. Got him. Niedenhuer with a nasty pitch that time on the outside corner. That's out number 1. So that brings up Milner. And Eddie will try to keep the inning alive. In spring training, Eddie was very good about being able to sustain an inning. In fact, upon several occasions, with 2 men out, able to keep that inning going. Right now, there's still only just 1 man away. And the Giants need a base hit right here. There's ball 1. One ball, no strikes. Giants with 11 hits. Dodgers 12. Ball 2. You get a couple of more men on base, and this whole thing is going to turn around. You know that, Gary? You just have a feeling right now that could happen quite easily. There's a base hit in right field. One will score. It's now 7-4, and the tying run's coming to the plate.
That is a distinct possibility.
So Milner, like we were saying, comes through and keeping that inning alive with a solid base hit into right field. And just hit one more time. It was a pitch low and in, and boy, for some reason, left-hand hitters can hammer that pitch. And he shot it sharply into right field. And now we're starting to get near the top of the order again. Spire is batting 9th in the lineup when he came in the ball game. Back in the 5th inning. But then after that, you got Clark, Davis, and Brentley and Maldonado. Good curveball.
Milner's first RBI as a Giant.
Well, it came at a pretty good time. It is 7-4. And you have a bunch of guys standing up down in the Dodger dugout. Did not go around. 1-1. Continue to have action out in the bullpen. Left-hander Matt Young, and that could be Leary, a right-hander throwing. It is Holton, Brian Holton. Curveball popped up off of first base. Glasses down. Stubbs is over. And then we'll get back into the crowd. So the count is 1-2 to Chris Spire.
Jeff Robinson is down in the Giants bullpen. You might remember that Greg Minton is hitting in the number 2 spot. So if the Giants keep it alive, we would no doubt see a hitter for him.
Back up the middle, could be trouble. It gets by Sachs. In comes Alderete. And over to third is Milner. And it's 7-5 in favor of the Dodgers. We can now close the book on Kenny Howell. He goes 0+ inning as the pitching coach Ron Peranowski comes out again. 3 hits and 3 runs, and take a look at it one more time. A breaking ball out over the plate. Niedenfuhr cannot get to it. The ball hits and just takes a funny hop just out of the reach of Sachs, who tries to knock it down. And the Dodgers are going to make another pitching change. They're going to try somebody else. It is Will Clark, and I would imagine it's going to be Matt Young, the left-hander. Matt Young coming in. And so this is the third pitcher of the inning.
I would love to see whether Fernando is still in the dugout or if he's gone into the clubhouse and hidden his face. He is not there.
I would imagine
he's hiding.
I would imagine he's going in the clubhouse to get some ice on the arm. Instead of sitting around, I'd imagine they're going to ice him down.
Probably, but he usually hangs around in the dugout for a while. See what happens.
Yeah, maybe he thinks he wants to change his luck. And so Young is now on the mound. And it'll be Will Clark to be facing the left-hander. And of course, Matt Young, acquired from the Seattle Mariners during the offseason. He has an excellent arm. He can throw the ball extremely well. And coming to the plate, look at this.
Oh, yeah.
Look at this. Jeffrey Leonard. But Young was acquired by the Dodgers from Seattle for pitcher Dennis Powell and second baseman Mike Walker. Young, you don't know really what you're going to get when he goes out there sometimes. He can throw the ball in the 90-mile-an-hour range. He can make some hellacious pitches on you. And he's also capable of throwing some wild pitches, as demonstrated the other night in Houston when he came in and threw 2 wild pitches. Or he's liable to come in and walk a couple of guys and then give up a base hit. Or he can come in and just be absolutely dominating. So you really don't quite know what you're going to get. He has had some arm problems, but about 2 or 3 years ago was one of the best pitchers in the American League and probably one of the toughest left-handers in the American League.
You know, there almost isn't enough room on the screen for the Dodger relievers' earned run averages. And now Howells has reached astronomical proportions. He's now allowed 5 earned runs in an inning and a third.
So one man is gone. It is a 2-run game now. The Giants have the tying man at first base and a go-ahead runner at the plate. Young, first pitch on the outside corners for a strike.
Good pitch.
Where he has trouble is with his breaking ball. He's pretty effective with a fastball, but where he has trouble, he sometimes bounces the breaking ball. Milner at third. Spire at first base. Curveball. Yes, he went around. Like I said, he can be awfully nasty at times. And other times, he's liable to give you a very good pitch to hit. So he's made 2 good pitches here to Clark. That's a tough play. A long way for Guerrero. He's got it. And the runners have to hold.
Pete has had a day.
He's had a very good day out there in left field. You can see how far he had to go, and he just does get there. And now coming to the plate for the Giants is 00, Jeffrey Leonard. It's the first time he has had a chance to play since the opening game of this series. He is about 80%. So if he hits one on the ground, I would imagine that he's not going to be able to run very well to first base. But Roger would not hit him in a situation in which there'd be one out and a runner at first base where there's a possibility of a double play. Almost gets by Socha far enough to allow the runners to move up. And Leonard did not go around, ball one. But Roger will let Leonard hit with 2 men out. Because, and he's already told him, listen, if you hit a routine out, do not run hard. And take a chance of hurting that leg. But he has been taking some batting practice. 7-5 in favor of the Dodgers. There's ball 2. On deck is Brenly. Milner at third base. Spire at first base. The Giants have now out-hit the Dodgers 13-12. And the count is now 2-1. That time Leonard had a pretty good cut. Get fouled. 2-2. And right behind home plate, they have the gun. The pitch before was 92 miles an hour. This is the guy that the Giants would like to have at the plate. The Giants making a good comeback of things here in the 8th inning. Leonard stays alive. And you know, one of the things that's so tough to do, Gary, is to sit around for a couple of hours and then all of a sudden have to go up there and try to pinch hit. So the more swings that Leonard has, the better he's going to loosen up.
Yeah, especially since he was among the first Giants to take batting practice today.
That's right. Foul away again. Also, it gives him a better idea as to kind of categorize the kind of fastball that Matt Young has. Now, he does not have a chance to see him and did not see him, of course, last year with Young being in the American League. And so the more pitches he can foul off, the better it's going to be. So he can, in his own mind, register and put into a certain category the velocity and how much movement that Young has with these fastballs. Young can rush it up there in the low 90s. Popped him up. And that'll do it. Sachs makes the play. But for the Giants in the 8th inning, 3 runs. On 5 hits, 2 men left. And after 7.5, new ball game. Dodgers 7, Giants 5.
It's been said, love is blind. And when it comes to the cost of cars, that may be true. So to ensure you get the performance you paid for, insist on high-octane Chevron Supreme with Tech-Relief, the best at cleaning complete intake systems. Chevron Supreme, because people who use premium really can't afford to buy anything less.
They call for it on the Devon coast of England. They call for it in the Bavarian Alps. And they call for it on Rush Street, Chicago, Illinois. Lowenbrau, brewed around the world. Taste it and you'll know why. Rich Bavarian hops and supervision, brewed fresh and smooth in America. It's the best way in the world to brew beer. This world calls for Lowenbrau right now.
Keep your body at its peak. Drink pure Avion spring water. Avion from the French Alps.
Now in the ball game and pitching for the Giants is Jeff Robinson, and out in left field is Mike Aldrete.
Number 25.
Aldrete will be batting sixth. This season, plan a party with the Giants. Gather a group of your friends and neighbors. Enjoy a game from specially discounted seats and take advantage of some of the great incentives. Plus, you can have your own community day at Candlestick Park or your own city or town, for that matter. And to get more information on this and other group events, why don't you call the Giants? The group sales office weekdays at the 415 area code 468-3700. Greg Minton goes to 1 inning and retires everyone that he faced. He has zeros across. Mark Grant today worked a total of 2 2/3 innings, and he gave up just the 1 hit, the home run to Pedro Guerrero. So he had a good afternoon. Struck out 1, did not walk anybody. And so now it'll be Jeff Robinson, and he will be facing Mariano Duncan, Dave Anderson, the third baseman, and then Steve Sachs. 7-5 in favor of the Dodgers. First pitch, high, ball 1. Robinson has a nasty split-fingered fastball. A nasty one because he has a tendency to throw in the dirt sometimes. There's one on the outside corner to even up the count. He went 1 2/3 innings in Friday night's game. Did not give up any runs. Did he go around? Yes, says Paul Runge. So this is the second appearance in this series for Jeff. Just outside and low, 2-2. But when his split finger fastball is really sinking and tailing, it just seems like the bottom drops out of it. Got him. First strikeout for Robinson. And that brings up third baseman Dave Anderson. Aldrete in left field, Milner in center, and Maldonado in right field. There's strike 1. Right around the knees, and just like that, Anderson's in the hole. If you look to the Giants' half of the 9th inning, there's ball 1. It'll be Brenly, Maldonado, and then Brown, Aldrete, Matt Williams, Milner, and Spire. Those will be down the lineup. There's a ground ball to first base. Clark is up with it and makes the play easily. So 2 men are gone, and that brings up Sachs. The reason I mentioned that is that's right down the heart of the Giant lineup. Brenly batting third today, followed by Maldonado and then Brown. They're down by 2 runs. And all I can think of, Gary, is back early in the ball game in the 2nd inning when those 2 runs tallied, and the Giants, the failure to convert the double play and having the error, which was called a base hit. There's one right around the knees for a strike. That's kind of coming back to haunt them right now.
Yes, it is.
A check swing could be a tough play.
But Chris Brown made it look easy.
Yeah, he knew it was going to go foul, so you go ahead and let Sachs run. Also, we'd like to remind you that on Tuesday and Wednesday nights, game time 7 o'clock, from Jack Murphy Stadium in San Diego, the Giants and the Padres. And in those particular ball games, on Tuesday, it'll be Davis 1-0 going against Wojna. And then on Wednesday, Kelly Downs going against Storm Davis. So we hope you make your plans to join us at that particular time. 0-2 to Sachs. Steve this afternoon is 1 for 4 with a run scored. And the pitch. Get off the hands, rolled towards second base. Spire, quick flip on to first base, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. So we go to the 9th inning. And with the Dodgers on front by a couple of runs, it is 7-5 Dodgers.
I still think it's crazy.
Still, huh?
Mom barely rides. You don't speak the language. Tell me, what are you going to do if there's an accident?
There won't be.
How do you know? Listen to me. You're not exactly...
Your age. That's why we're doing it now, before we get old.
Just tell me you're going to be okay. You never lied to me, Daddy.
Everything's going to be all right.
The BMW 735i is one of those rare luxury sedans engineered by driving enthusiasts. While other luxury sedans announce to the world you've arrived, the new BMW 735i offers you the considerable advantage of arriving a bit sooner.
Contact your Bay Area BMW dealers for a thorough test drive.
MasterCard salutes the historic flight of Voyager. Back on Earth, pilots Dick Rutan and Gina Yeager are on the move, and they've never needed MasterCard more. They fly with it, drive with it, even guarantee hotel reservations with it, and of course, celebrate.
Cheers.
To the possibilities.
With MasterCard. For people who go the distance, MasterCard. Master the possibilities.
We go to the top of the 9th inning. Giants trailing by a score of 7-5. They're out hitting the Dodgers 13-12. Dodgers have the game's only 2 errors. Bob Brenly to lead it off, followed by Candy Maldonado and then Chris Brown. Well, the much maligned Matt Young really did a job in the top of the 8th inning. Giants had 3 runs in, runners at first and third with only 1 out. He got a little help from Candy Maldonado on the ball Will Clark hit toward the line. Candy with a fine running catch. Eddie Milner unable to score from third. The ball was shallow. And then he got the dangerous Jeffrey Leonard to pop to second to end the threat. To the fastball by Brenly, 0-1. Brenly has doubled, walked, grounded out, and flied to left. That misses low for a ball, 1-1. If you want to look for a plus on the Giants side, well, there have been several. First, their ability to come back from a 7-2 deficit and make a ball game out of it. And secondly, the bullpen again. Mark Grant went 2 2/3, faced only 1 over the minimum. It allowed the home run to Pedro Guerrero. Greg Minton worked a 1-2-3/7. Robinson a 1-2-3/8. So they managed to keep the Dodgers from blowing it open and enabling the Giants to come back. There's a pop-up to short center. Sachs backpedals, gives way for Ramsey, who makes the one-hand catch and is one away.
Right fielder, Candy Maldonado.
That will bring up Candy Maldonado. 2 for 4 today, has scored twice. He is now 10 for 26 for the season. 10 hits in the first 7 games. Takes low for a ball, 1-0. Back to the Giants pen. 4 2/3 innings. 1 hit. Guerrero's home run. Good job. Swing and a miss on a fastball. Young has a good fastball today. And he's throwing it by right-hand batters. 1-1 the count to Candy. Ground ball up the middle, base hit. Yanni Maldonado has his 3rd hit of the afternoon. And once again, the Giants will get the tying run to the plate in the person of Chris Brown. Hit number 14 for the Giants. Candy's 11th of the season. And Chris Brown, who is 1 for 3, will stand in. Brown with 2 home runs. 5 runs batted in. Doubled in the 8th, later scored. Looked like a sinker. Brown swung over the top of it, fouled it at the plate, 0-1. Seven-5 ball game. Dodgers leading. Giants with the tying run at the plate with 1 out in the top of the 9th. Fouled away. 0-2. Dodgers got a run in the bottom of the 1st. Giants tied it with a run in the 2nd. Dodgers came back with 2 in the 3rd, 3 in the 4th. Giants made it a 6-2 ball game with a run in the 6th. Dodgers got that one back on Guerrero's home run in the bottom of the inning. And then the Giants battled back with 3 in the top of the 8th. Might have gotten more. Young pitched out of a 1st and 3rd 1-out jam. A ball and 2 strikes to the Giants' 3rd baseman. Ground ball. Duncan can't make the play. Knocked it down, but was unable to keep the ball in front of him, and the Giants have the tying runs on base. Duncan has made a couple of sparkling plays today. Did a great job getting to that ball. He has tremendous range at shortstop. And he got a glove on it as he was going to the ground, but unable to keep it in front of him. The Giants have runners at 1st and 2nd with 1 out. Their 15th hit of the afternoon. And that will bring up Bob Melvin hitting for Mike Aldrete. Aldrete pinch hit in the 8th inning, got an infield single to drive in a run. And again, the Giants showing the strength of their bench, able to go to the right-hand hitting Bob Melvin against Matt Young. Melvin has 2 home runs this season. Giants have the tying runs on base. Only 1 out. We're in the top of the 9th. Young misses away. Ball 1. Swing and a miss on a good fastball. Giants would dearly love to see Melvin go long ball here. There's the 1-1 pitch. He had a notion. Missed on the high fastball. A ball and 2 strikes. Well, I have a question for you. When the Giants tie this game or go ahead, who's going to play left field in the bottom of the 9th? Me. All right. How about Farley? We'll get Farley out there and left. 1-2 pitch. Just gets a piece of it. Fouls it back to the screen. Youngblood, Davis, and Maldonado started in the outfield. Aldrete pinch hit, stayed in to play left field. Eddie Milner pinch hit, stayed in to play center. Whoa, did he go around? Yes.
Melvin fooled badly on a breaking pitch in the dirt. Started to swing, tried to check it, went through, and the Giants are down to their last out. Look at this. Young bounced one. And Melvin went too far. First strikeout for Young, and it's up to the rookie, Matt Williams. The other Giants outfielder, Jeffrey Leonard, pinch hits, so they are out of outfielders. Harry Spillman, of course, can play the outfield, although he is listed as a first baseman, and he has not played today. And that's about it. So it's up to the Rook, who has struck out 3 times today. He is due. Fouls this back, 0-1. One for 7 for Williams since being called up from Phoenix. A very confident hitter. And is going to be a good one. The Giants wouldn't mind if he started right now. 2 on, 2 out, top of the 9th. Giants down by 2. And the 0-1 pitch. Missed outside. Left it away. A ball and a strike. This threat began with Maldonado's 1-out single. And Chris Brown's infield single off the glove of shortstop Mariano Duncan. Oh, nasty breaking pitch. And Williams waved and missed. A ball and 2 strikes, and the Giants now are down to the last strike. And here we go. 1-2 pitch. Struck him out. The ball game is over as soon as Scioscia throws to first to get him. He does. And now the ball game is over. With fewer than 2 outs and first base occupied, the batter can't run. But with 2 outs, he can, which is what Williams did. Scioscia missed the tag, finally threw to Franklin Stubbs, and the ball game is over. So the Giants don't score here in the 9th. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. They leave 2. Dodgers win it 7-5. We'll be back with the final totals and wrap it up right after this.
What would you like?
Well, I don't know. What do I feel like?
Why not try something you've never had before?
Is that a line?
No, it's a drink. Seagram's Golden Wine Cooler. It's wet, it's dry, it's smooth, and it's Seagram's.
You sound like a commercial.
You buying it?
The drink? Yeah, but not the line.
It's a start.
Seagram's Golden Wine Cooler. It's wet and it's dry.
Recently, there's been an unusual demand for butlers in California.
It's all due to this little card, Henley. It's beyond my comprehension.
Yes, Lotto. It's quite simple, actually. One merely selects 6 numbers and then ticks them off.
And for that, you can get millions?
They broadcast the winning numbers each Saturday on the telly.
Look, Henley!
Henley!
California!
Oh, millionaire. Lotto. You're only 6 numbers away from millions.
They were a breed unlike any other. Never the biggest, just the toughest. Introducing a new breed of American truck, the mid-size Dodge Dakota. With the heart of a full-size and the spirit of a compact, it's a truck unlike any other. With available V6 power and 8-foot bed, and backed as only Dodge does, for 7 years or 70,000 miles. Dodge Dakota, a lean new breed of American truck.
Well, before we do get to the final totals, let's take a look at some of the highlights of today's ball game. A game won by the Dodgers by a final score of 7-5.